There is a big red button in my kitchen that says, "Please press as often as possible, you won't believe what it does." "What does it do?" was one of the first questions I asked the lady that showed us the apartment 6 months ago, when we moved in. Assuming it was the garbage disposal, because it was right above the sink, she pushed it, and when nothing happened, she called a plumber. When he arrived a week later and looked under the sink, he just laughed. Apparently, we didn't have a garbage disposal. Even though he had no idea what the button actually did, he did tell me that all the apartments had one. So, I started asking around, but no one else could tell me anything. Other than that, it was driving them nuts. I even asked the owner once. But all he said was, "It's for a very important job," and walked away giggling to himself. The fact that he was so evasive only made me more intrigued. What was it for, and why did it need to be pushed so often? What would if I didn't press it? I had to know. So, I started experimenting. Sometimes I'd keep pressing it for hours, other times I wouldn't touch it for days just to see what would happen, but nothing ever did. I was about to give up, until my son accidentally dropped one of his weights and made a hole in his bedroom wall. As I was repairing it, I noticed that there was a crawl space, and I climbed inside. I soon realized it led to the kitchen. Curiosity got the better of me, so I decided to follow it, in hopes I might find out what the bottom is for. Using my phone, I searched around until I found the cable, then followed it, until I came across a ladder that led to what I believed was the basement. By this point I started to get a little creeped out, and thought of turning back, but I continued anyways. When I got to the bottom, I heard a weird bubbling noise. I thought it was coming from one of the pipes in the ventilation shaft, that I was now crawling through on my hands and knees. When I got to the end of that tunnel, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There were 3 people strapped to the wall with wire coming out of their hands and legs. Every now and then, they would start shaking uncontrollably. I was about to climb down and help them, until the owner walked in with his son, and started shouting angrily at them. I soon found out why they were there, and what the button was for. When I got back, I could have rung the cops and saved them, but I didn't. I just thanked God that they off the street, and would never hurt another child again, then pushed that button as often as possible. Because the owner of the apartment complex was keeping 3 pedophiles prisoner, he had them hooked up to electrical wires so that every time the red button was pressed, it would shock them. Follow for more.